What if I told you that one of America's most iconic civil rights leaders, Malcolm X, was not only assassinated, but may have been betrayed by the very institutions meant to protect him? After nearly 6 decades, a new lawsuit sheds light on alleged government complicity in his death. Today, I'm breaking down an 80-page legal complaint filed by Malcolm X's estate. This case alleges a chilling conspiracy involving the FBI, the CIA, the NYPD, and others to orchestrate and cover up his assassination on February 21st, 1965. Let's unpack this. Part 1. The historical context. Number 1. Background on Malcolm X. Malcolm X, born Malcolm Little, rose to prominence as a civil rights leader advocating against racism and oppression. He called for black self-determination and justice, making him a target of both praise and scrutiny. Number 2, break with the Nation of Islam. After leaving the Nation of Islam in 1964, Malcolm X founded the Organization of Afro-American Unity and took the civil rights struggle to the international stage, even planning to take the U.S. government to the United Nations for its treatment of black Americans. Number 3, government surveillance. At the time, the FBI's COINTELPRO program targeted black leaders, labeling them as threats to national security. Those leaders included people like Malcolm X, along with Martin Luther King Jr., and others, and they all were heavily surveilled. Part 2. The allegations in the complaint. 1. Government knowledge and inaction. The lawsuit reveals that both the FBI and the NYPD knew Malcolm X's life was in imminent danger but failed to act. FBI documents detailed threats from the Nation of Islam and others, yet the agencies took no steps to protect him. In fact, FBI communications from 1964 explicitly state, "Do something about Malcolm X," suggesting active interest in neutralizing him. 2. Security sabotage. In a shocking move, the NYPD arrested members of Malcolm X's security team just days before his assassination, leaving him exposed during public appearances. The lawsuit alleges that this was part of a coordinated effort with federal agencies to make Malcolm X more vulnerable. And when police officers were removed from the ballroom the day of his assassination, maybe it all wasn't a coincidence. It could have been calculated. Number 3. Surveillance and provocation. From 1953, Malcolm X was surveilled by the FBI under COINTELPRO, a program designed to neutralize black leaders. Informants were embedded in the Nation of Islam to stoke division, including John Ali, the NOI National Secretary, who the lawsuit claims was also a FBI informant, provocateur. His role? To escalate tensions that ultimately led to Malcolm X's assassination. Number 4, cover-up and wrongful convictions. After Malcolm X's assassination, the government did more than fail to protect him. They suppressed evidence for decades. 2 men, Muhammad Aziz and Khalil Islam, were wrongfully convicted in connection with his death. It wasn't until 2021 that their convictions were overturned after documents showed prosecutors had concealed key evidence in their innocence. The lawsuit alleges that this cover-up wasn't incidental. It was deliberate and systemic. Part 3. Why this matters today. 1. Impact on the Shabazz family. Malcolm X's assassination left his family devastated. His wife, Betty Shabazz, was pregnant with twins, and their daughters grew up without a father. For 59 years, they fought for the truth, enduring uncertainty and systemic cover-ups. 2. The larger implications. This case isn't just about Malcolm X. It's about a sobering reminder of how government agencies have historically undermined social justice movements. It calls into question the role of law enforcement and intelligence agencies in silencing dissent. Number 3. Modern relevance. Today, conversations about government accountability, systemic racism, and civil rights are as urgent as ever. This lawsuit compels us to ask, how far will institutions go to suppress change? Now, let's dive into the specific legal claims outlined in the lawsuit against the FBI, CIA, NYPD, and other defendants. These charges illustrate the broad scope of alleged misconduct surrounding Malcolm X's assassination and the decades-long cover-up. Breakdown of the causes of action. Number 1. First cause of action, excessive force. The lawsuit alleges that the actions of the NYPD's Bureau of Special Services and Investigations, that's BOSSI, and its officers, including defendant Broderick, constituted excessive force. They violated Malcolm X's 4th and 14th Amendment rights, causing his death and the subsequent harm to his family. Number 2. Second cause of action, state-created danger and failure to protect. This charge states that the defendants knowingly created a danger by allowing Malcolm X to be targeted and assassinated despite being aware of imminent threats to his life. The lawsuit claims that this was a direct result of negligence and conspiracy. Third cause of action, denial of access to courts. The defendants are accused of suppressing evidence and obstructing justice, violating the rights of Malcolm X's estate to pursue their legal claims in a timely manner. This includes concealing exculpatory evidence and delaying justice for decades. Number 4, fourth cause of action, loss of society and parental guidance. The family of Malcolm X claims that the wrongful death caused irreparable harm, including the loss of Malcolm X's companionship, his guidance, and emotional and financial support. 5. Fifth cause of action, conspiracy. Perhaps the most damning charge, this alleges a coordinated effort between government entities and individuals to orchestrate and cover up Malcolm X's assassination. The lawsuit states that these actions were deliberate and systemic. Number 6, the sixth cause of action, Monell liability. This charge focuses on the city of New York's failure to supervise its officers, enabling a culture of misconduct, impunity, and complicity in the assassination of Malcolm X. 7. Seventh cause of action, Federal Tort Claims Act. The lawsuit invokes this act to hold the United States liable for the actions of its federal employees, including those in the FBI and CIA, who allegedly conspired to assassinate Malcolm X and cover up their involvement. Number 8. Eighth and ninth causes of action, fraudulent concealment and wrongful death. These charges allege that the defendants intentionally concealed their role in Malcolm X's assassination, resulting in his death and the devastating impact on his family and legacy. The prayer for relief, $100 million demand. Number 1, overview of the relief sought. In addition to seeking justice, the plaintiffs are requesting $100 million in compensatory and punitive damages. This amount reflects the immense harm caused by defendants' actions, including financial losses, emotional trauma, and the loss of a father, leader, and cultural icon. Number 2, breakdown of the requested relief. Judgment in favor of the plaintiffs on all counts, compensatory damages exceeding $100 million, punitive damages to deter similar misconduct in the future, full recovery of legal costs, including attorney's fees, any additional relief the court deems appropriate. This prayer for relief isn't just about money, it's about accountability, justice, and ensuring that the truth surrounding Malcolm X's assassination is finally brought to light. Let's continue to explore what this lawsuit reveals and what it means for the fight for justice today. This complaint is about much more than one man. It's about power, justice, and accountability. Malcolm X's family seeks to uncover the truth and ensure that history doesn't repeat itself. What do you think? Should government agencies be held accountable for their role in this historic tragedy? Let's discuss this in the comments below. If you found this breakdown informative, share it with others. And stay tuned as we continue to explore landmark cases that redefine justice here on Advocacy Alchemy. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow here on Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross.